Hi, today we have an interesting case. Today I want to talk about management of an interesting kind of variant that we have in gynecology. It's a Mullerian abnormality, which is called bicornuate uterus. So what does bicornuate uterus mean? It means that instead of having one uterus, you actually have two uterus. So it's pretty good. But there are different variants with this as well. So you can have like two uterine bodies and one cervix, so bicornuate unicollis, or bicornuate bicollis, where you have two cervices as well. And that can extend down into the vagina with hemiseptum, complete septum, transverse septum, etc., etc. These are also associated with renal abnormalities, so always important to get an MRI of the pelvis to ensure that there are no say duplication of the ureter or horseshoe-shaped kidneys, etc. So we have to ensure that we rule out other abnormalities associated. So this wonderful lady, she came in with menorrhagia. She had completed her family. She's around 48 years old or so. And we went inside and we saw that she has had certain polyps that have grown over a period of time. So we removed all the polyps, and she had refused Mirena as well for some reasons, because of which we thought, let's go ahead with endometrial ablation. Now, the common way that we actually do ablation is by using NovoSure or something called radiofrequency ablation, where we use a probe to insert it inside the cavity. But with bicornuate or say, unicornuate uterus and few other abnormalities, where the space inside the uterus is quite less, it will be very difficult to open the NovoSure. So NovoSure is like a T-shaped device. You just put it in and try to open it. So it can be quite difficult when the space is limited. Trust me, I know, because I have tried all of this. So what's the next step? I suppose what you can do is actually burn the inner lining of the womb. And how do you do that? You can use a rollerball ablation. Now, it comes up in different setups. The place where I was working, we didn't have our gynae, so I actually used the urology rollerball ablation, the one that they use for, BHPs and all of that. So you can use bipolar or monopolar energy. If you're using bipolar, of course, you have to use saline. But if you're using monopolar, then you have to use glycine. And you're limited by the amount of fluid that can run through as well with the fluid deficit. So you will see that we managed to ablate both the cavities. On the left corner, there's a small area in the which was, not completely ablated, because we couldn't somehow push the entire resectoscope. It's around 6 to 7 millimeters almost, I think. So we couldn't insert it completely. But this is a good outcome for us. So let's see how we go. If you have any questions or if you have any other ideas how you do your ablations, let me know.